Hey, welcome back to the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, your clarity cultivator and founder of Be Free Project. I help women who are ready to flourish, feel fulfilled, and be free to show up for themselves. I am extremely passionate about community, sisterhood, and personal growth. So if that's your jam, you are in the right place. And now let's get into the show. Hey, welcome back to another episode. If y'all watch my videos on IG that I put out each week, then you already know I love to do a little singing in the beginning. But I am in such a good mood, such a good mood. And I am so excited and happy to be back on the podcast with you guys. So before we get into today's topic, what I am loving this week is drinking water. Now, I know that may seem like, Siobhan, that's so boring, but no, seriously. Ever since I got back from the Rise conference in Toronto, actually Fort Myers, when I was there in January, I have been intentional about drinking more water, specifically drinking half of my body weight because that's what Rachel Hollis recommends that we do. And so I've been doing that, and I love to drink my water with fresh lemons. So I've really been enjoying it, and that's what I'm loving right now. And so hopefully that is a little inspiration to you to drink more water. Now, on to today's topic, which is I am becoming my future self. So, if y'all heard my last episode about growing pains, y'all could hear in my voice that I was going through this internal shift. And what I've been liking it to is feeling like this tug of war that was happening inside. And I now know after doing a lot of revelation, a lot of reflection, having Reiki, so many things that I was in the middle of this transition in my life where I had outgrown my present version of myself and I was leaning more into my future self. And it was a very uncomfortable feeling that I was having. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I feel so amazing. So when I was at Rise, I had so many revelations. Well, not actually at Rise, but more so after. So, like the first, I would say, 3 or 4 days after Rise, I was in this emotional distress where I was drained. And the next step for me, which I believe I mentioned on the Growing Pains episode, is that I needed to get Reiki. And I had Reiki about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it was so transformative for my life that I just had to hop on here and talk about the work that I'm doing to, number one, to stay in this very vibrational high space, if you will, and then also share what I'm working on so that it can inspire you in some way, shape, or form. And so when I was in Toronto, I felt a lot of emotions from what we were working through each day. And I brought back all of that energy with me. And so when I realized, like, oh, there's some inner work and some shifting and things that has to happen. And after my Reiki session, I realized, oh, you were preparing for your future self. So even during my Reiki session, I had some very vivid visions that basically opened my eyes and showed me that every dream that I have been writing down in my Start Today journal is coming true for me. And so now I'm doing the work right now to become the future version of myself. And so, you know how sometimes we'll say, oh, I'm going to wait to do that, or I'm going to wait to do this. Not anymore, because as we all know, like, life is short, time is moving, and you can never get this time back. So it's very important that the future version of yourself that you visualize for yourself, you start becoming her right now. You're not waiting to become her, you are choosing to become her right in this very moment. So every single day, I have to ask myself a very important question. And that question is, would the future version of yourself do this? Or would the future version of yourself eat this? Would the future version of yourself hang out with this person? If not, then I cannot do it. Okay, so let me kind of tell you what the future version of myself looks like, or some of her dreams, if you will. The future version of myself owns a multi-million dollar company. The future version of myself runs marathons. The future version of myself has friends on her level or higher that match her frequency. The future version of myself eats very well and healthy. The future version of myself speaks on stages worldwide. That is the future version of myself. So, in order to become the future version of me, I need to do the work right now. So, when it comes to speaking, just to give you an example, I put out 4 videos a week on IG. I get on this podcast every other week with a solo episode. So, I'm constantly training and teaching and speaking to become a better speaker that I envision for my future self. So the other day I was getting dressed, and as I'm going through my drawer, I was like, "Oh, the future version of myself don't want to wear these socks. Throw them away." Or the future version of myself don't want to talk to this person right now. Give yourself space. Or the future version of yourself don't want to think about this certain thing. So shift your thoughts, like, or the future version of yourself needs to eat healthy. So what are the choices you're going to make today? Like everything I'm doing now, I have to ask myself, would the future version of myself do this? Would she spend time with this person? And if not, then I have to make some very important decisions because I am doing the work to become the best version of myself. I hope you are picking up what I'm putting down. And I'm going to talk about this in the next episode as it relates to friendships. But even when I was looking through my phone the other day, I said, okay, some of these people that are in my phone, I haven't talked to in a very long time, or are energy is not vibrating on the same level. And I cleared out my phone with so many numbers. I'm doing the same thing on Instagram and also, on social media, like really clearing up everything because I want to receive more of what I want in my life. And I want to satisfy the future version of myself. And in order to become her, I have to do the work, right? So we all should be working to become the best version of ourselves. And that don't just happen overnight. You have to intentionally do the work. So oftentimes, many people don't even know what the future version of themselves look like because they don't know what they want. They lack clarity. They lack vision. They're not dreaming. They're so busy being busy, but they don't know what they want. And right now with this pandemic that's happening, is causing everyone to slow down. And I don't want you to take this moment for granted. So figure out right now, what does the future version of you look like? Who does she spend time with? What does she want? What does she desire? What are her dreams? Write it all down in your journal and begin to show up as her right now. So your action step is this: define crystal clear the future version of yourself. And as you do that work that I just mentioned, then you ask yourself every day, would the future version of myself do this? Would the future version of myself say this? And you can go on and on. And if the answer is no, then you have to switch some things up and you have to be intentional about that. So I hope that's helpful because that's where I'm at right now. This is an ongoing process, so it's not like I have the answers overnight. But when I came back from Rise Toronto, there was this major shift that has happened in my life. And I would love to just spit it all out and share it with you in one podcast episode, but I can't do that. So over time, as I'm learning and I'm reflecting, you're going to learn more as well. I highly recommend that you follow me on Instagram at Be Free Project because I put out videos every single week that's guaranteed to inspire you. So if you love these podcasts, you'll love to see me, making these videos. And then if you're inspired by this work in any way, shape, or form, share the podcast. Share it with at least one friend. Share it in your IG stories. Tag me at Be Free Project so I can see it. Text your friend, say, hey girl, you need to listen to this. That would mean the world to me. And then the other thing is if you can leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts because that makes this podcast more visible to other people and they can find it. So I greatly appreciate that. I thank you in advance. Lastly, I want to invite you to my community, the Be Free Inner Circle, where we are learning how to become the future version of ourselves with a community of positive, like-minded women. You need to be in the community. You belong there. And I did something extra special where because we're going through this very interesting time in our economy, I lifted off the wait list so that way you can just join right now and you don't have to worry about waiting until the doors open, because the doors are open just for you right now. So all you need to do is go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com. Some of the things that you can look forward to is live chats every single month with yours truly. I also have guest speakers. Some of them are my friends that have been on the podcast or are coming in to have more in-depth conversations and share their expertise. We have a book chat. We have curated content. And then there's the members in the community that I want to call my soul members, because they really just feed my soul, that they're in there engaging, supporting, and uplifting one another. And it's the community to be a part of. So then that way you don't have to do life alone. So again, go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com to join us today. If you ever have any questions, you know where to find me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM, or you can always shoot me an email, and that email link will be in the show notes. All right, so until next time, girl, be free.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I joined the Be Free Inner Circle to be around other women who are taking their lives to the next level, who are serious about their goals, and to be held accountable to go to the next level in my own life, and to hear positive words and affirmations and to stay uplifted and encouraged. What I like best about the group is networking with different women, the sisterhood, just the support that we give one another. And I'm just very thankful to be a part of this. And because of the Be Free Inner Circle, I have been able to accomplish so much with having a website and getting different things done because of the encouragement that I've received. So thank you so much.